Hi, and welcome back to the homestead. So about 2 years ago, I built a large incubator, and we incubated chicken eggs and had great hatch rates. Everything went well with it. But recently, we cut back on chickens and started into ducks. And although our hatch rate was fantastic with chickens, our hatch rate with ducks was horrible. I bought 40 khaki Campbell duck eggs off eBay, and out of 40, 8 hatched. So I discovered the reason for that was the lack of humidity control. We had about 20 close to hatching. On about day 26, my humidity level dropped way too low and they shrink wrapped, which was really sad. So we're going to rebuild the incubator, and I've got a fantastic idea for humidity control. So this will be about a 4-part video. We're going to start with rebuilding the box. We'll deal with the egg turners. We'll deal with heat, and we'll deal with humidity control. So stick with me on this, and we'll have a good incubator when we finish. All right, so there it is. And it has 3 egg turners in it because I was set up for chickens originally, and so every 3 weeks I'd have a hatch. So I had a hatch every week. I'd fill one tray, and then fill the second tray, and then the third. By the time the third was filled, the first one was ready to hatch. So I just had a constant rotation with 3 trays every 21 days. With ducks, it's 28 days. So I'm going to add a 4th egg turner, so we do it every 28 days instead of every 21 days. And I'm going to cut that right in half. So one door that'll be the incubator right there. All right, I'll be back here in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I had tried to insulate. I had some scrap foam around, and I tried to insulate this because it was so energy inefficient. It held temperature fine, but it just took a lot. It cost a fortune to incubate eggs because it ran a lot. So it's only going to have to heat half the space when I'm done as it did now. And it was thermostatically controlled. There's the controller. And you would set the temperature, and when it dropped below the temperature that you set, it would kick on these lights. And the bulbs would heat the interior. And I actually had 2 other lights also plugged in to that. So there was no power to those sockets unless the thermostat kicked the power on. And then when it reached temperature, it would kick the power off. And it worked great, like I said, for chickens. It just, temperature-wise, it was fine. It was the humidity that was the issue. But it was a lot of wasted space. I just didn't need to make it near this big, and I'm going to rectify that. So, I'm still tearing it apart. I'll be back. All right, so there's the box. And I made it, it's 24 by 24 by 48. And it wouldn't have had to been quite that big, but I didn't want to have to cut the glass and redo a door, so I built it to fit one of the 2 existing doors. So that'll allow good air circulation around the sides of the egg turners. I've got to reconfigure the shelf brackets in here because I had it set up for 3 shelves, and I'm going to have 4 egg turners. So I'm going to move those. And then it still needs weather stripping on the door. And then I'm going to paint the whole thing with a gloss exterior oil-based house paint, just because I happen to have most of a gallon. And that'll make it so it can be disinfected and cleaned out good, which was always a problem before.
I'm not going to insulate it this time because I'm not heating near as much space and it's not going to be as big an issue. It's going to just automatically use less power than the other one did. So anyway, I think the egg turners are 16 inches wide. So I could have made it narrower, but like I said, I wanted the door to fit it without having to rebuild the door. Rebuilding the cabinet was bad enough. So that's where I'm at with it. Next, we'll do the shelves and paint it and get it ready for wiring. Oh, and that other controller was fine. It worked good, but it only did temperature. And for less than $30, I found one on Amazon that does both temperature and humidity. So I went ahead and ordered that. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm not even ready for it, and it'll be here. And well, I don't want to give away what else I ordered because that's part of the humidity thing, and that's a surprise. I'm going to get very creative on that. So that's it. Hi. Okay. I'll be back. Good morning. All right, so the shelf brackets are in. I'll take the shelves out and we're going to paint it next. So I brought the shelves clear to the front because the heat lamps will be in the back and the heat can rise up behind the egg turners without coming up under an egg tray. And of course we have circulating fans too. So that's where we're at. I'm going to pull the shelves out and paint. Alright, so there's the outside painted. Inside's had 2 coats. So now we're going to let it dry and clean the shop. And the controller should be here today from Amazon. So part 2 will start tomorrow doing the wiring. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you'll build an incubator too. To keep following this project, hit a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you for part 2.